Hey, how are you? I'm SliceofOtaku, and the other day on Twitter, I created a poll where I asked the question, which life will Lars pick now? To be with Emerald and the Stars or Sadie and the Big Donut? And I specifically framed my question in this way because I don't think that these two worlds can coexist for Lars. This change in Lars is very similar to Steven, but also very unlike Steven's situation because Steven has always been half gem, half human. His human and gem realities have always been intertwined. These worlds have always been hand in hand for him. But Lars, his change is rather abrupt. And so because this was not a gradual change, many of the things we once associated with the character of Lars are now in question. But anyways, with 270 votes on this poll, 56% of you said Emerald and the Stars, and 44% of you said Sadie and the Big Donut. And I've come to realize that there is another question that people are asking. They're not entirely sure if Lars will make it back to Earth or not. And for me, I just can't see a reality where Lars doesn't make it back to Earth. Considering this character has changed so much, so drastically over such a short period of time, we kind of have to see him interact with his old environment, otherwise it would just be a disservice. I mean, initially all we had to question was the aspect of him now being pink, and it's clear that the humans are very, very accepting in Steven Universe, so I feel as though they would get over that rather quickly. But now, Lars's personality and approach to life is fundamentally different. The Crewniverse added a very subtle and easy to overlook aspect to Lars's condition. In the episode Lars's Head, where Steven momentarily goes back to Earth and then back to Homeworld with some food for Lars, the food is rejected. Lars has no appetite whatsoever. He has no reason to feed. And this is seemingly very strange, even for a reanimated pink being, as seen in the case of Lion, who consumes a whole lot throughout the day. And whether or not Lars retains the ability to, at the very least, consume or taste food, it immediately contrasts an aspect of this character we were introduced to not so long ago. Baking is the one thing this character was exceptionally good at prior to his death, something he obviously dedicated a lot of time to and truly did enjoy. But you know what? Many of us revel in this change. Lars wasn't exactly the most likable character prior to his death, but now that he's pink, now that he is sort of reborn, his following has exploded exponentially. But there's a character who has always appreciated and accepted Lars, even when many of us simply couldn't stand his behavior. Someone who, even after being left for dead by him, has been worried sick and hoping for his safety. Sadie has been more accepting of Lars than even Steven, and that's kind of his thing. And although a heartfelt reunion is to be expected, the change in Lars's character and situation could very well cause a rift between the two. In the episode The Good Lars, it subtly hinted that a space adventure is something that Lars has fantasized about since he was a young child. And right now, being brave and courageous, he is truly living his dreams. And so going from being a space captain to once again working at the Big Donut would be him giving up his dream job to serve calories for minimum wage. But no longer working at the Big Donut compromises the most probable interaction between Sadie and Lars. That alone is an impactful change, but considering Lars's personality has been altered, we may run into a situation similar to when Steven controlled Lars's body in the episode The New Lars. There, we witnessed a negative reaction to a foreign Lars firsthand. Sadie loves the flawed, rough around the edges Lars we've known for the majority of the show, which isn't to say she won't be able to feel the same for pink Lars, but considering the for the most part realistic way Steven Universe presents emotions, this will more than likely be something that will take time for her to adjust to. And I just hope there's time for all that, considering the crazy stuff that we can expect to transpire in Season 5. But regardless of what actually ends up happening, witnessing the change and possible development of these characters will for sure be worth watching. And I definitely want to do more polls and interactions with you guys that could be included in videos, so If that's something you'd like to be a part of, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. All of my social media information is always linked in the description of each video and is on the end screen. But anyways, let me know what you think the relationship of Sadie and Lars will look like now, and will Lars really be able to settle back into his old life? Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.